You have absolutely no control. You are like a slave to you. You are a slave to your personality. You are a slave to some of your vices. You are a slave to some of the things you like. You are a slave. I'm in control. You're not in control. I know you don't want to wake up. You don't have an option. Get up. We trying to eat. There's a certain lifestyle we want. Every single dude that I knew that was about it in business, they were disciplined, right? Disciplined. Now this one right here is spooky because I met a lot of men who were very successful financially, and they thought because they had money, they didn't have to be disciplined, and they end up losing everything. They end up losing everything. They weren't disciplined. At some point, you're gonna have to learn to be disciplined. You're gonna have to learn, if you say you're gonna wake up at 8 o'clock, you're gonna get up at 8 o'clock, no matter how you feel. Like, you gotta be disciplined. And to get to the next level of success, you can't just have energy when you got energy. I wanna make sure y'all catch that. If you're running a business and it's 365, then 365, you gotta wake up every day and you gotta go get it. Why? Because if you don't hunt, you don't eat. So here's the deal. If you hunted in January and you got enough food for January, you don't get to chill February. You got to get up in February and go get enough food. And so what a lot of us do, we aren't disciplined. Like, we're not self-motivated. We're not self-regulated. If another human can tell you to get up and go to work and do what you're supposed to do, why can't you pretend like if you need another human, be the human. You be that human. If you need somebody to tell you you need to lose 100 pounds, be your own voice to tell yourself you need to. Don't go pay nobody $50,000 to lose weight when you can do it yourself. And I'm not saying don't get a person, but at some point you got to cut that person off. Why? Because if you don't have personal discipline, you'll never get to the next level. Like, you drinking in the morning before you go to work? He gone now. He's no longer with us. You're drinking in the afternoon. You're drinking at night. Like, I'm feeling you like to drink, but like all day, every day, the weekend, the weekday, and some of you, there are things you like, you have absolutely no control. You are like a slave to you. You are not where you want to be, not because you need any more gifts. You don't need nothing else. You need to discipline yourself. You need to learn to tell you no. You keep talking about everybody else you can't tell no. You can't tell you no. You can't tell you stop. You can't tell you quit. You can't tell you nothing. You got to get to a point where you're disciplined. And what separates the talented, if everybody's talented, if everybody's equally gifted, what separates us is discipline.
I'm saying to you, your dream is possible.
I must be the greatest, not because I'm cocky, but I gotta tell myself I'm the best if I'm gonna be the best.
It's not over until I win. Your dream is possible, but not only is it important that you believe and begin to know that it's possible for you to live your dream as you run toward it.
You start questioning yourself, you already lost. Once you start questioning yourself, once you start going into a state of depression and you start being by yourself and you start thinking and wondering, once you start wondering, you already lost. Even if you don't believe.
Most people don't work on their dreams. Why? For many years I didn't. One is because of fear. The fear of failure. What if things don't work out? And the fear of success. What if they do and I can't handle it? The other thing is that most people, ladies and gentlemen, they get comfortable. They stop growing, they stop working on themselves, they stop stretching, they stop pushing themselves, and they end up becoming very cynical about life, and they throw in the towel on themselves, and on their families, and on their dreams. And the other thing is that most people don't feel worthy. What I'm doing now, I could have been doing years ago. But because I did not have a college education, because I didn't believe in myself, because I allowed other people's opinion of me to control my destiny, I didn't act on my ideas. Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day, and say to yourself, it's not over until I win. Life will yield to you Now here's the next step. Repeat after me, please. It's possible. I can live my dream. It's necessary. I work on myself. Surround myself with winners. Become creative. It's me. I've got to make it happen. It's not over until I win. The next thing that's important to know, yes, it's possible that you can choose your future and direct the course of your life as you run toward your dream. It's necessary that you have goals, that you write those goals down, that you plan, that you think constantly of how you can begin to improve what it is that you're doing. If it's your presentations, if it's your recruiting skills, whatever that is, it's also necessary that you look for ways to always find a way to pull it out when everybody else thinks that you are defeated. That you've got to take personal responsibility to know that in order to become successful, you've got to make it your personal business to do it. But the next thing, ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you that some of you already know that it's hard. It's not easy. It's hard changing your life. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop running toward your dream. It's very important as you hold on to that dream. There are moments when you're going to doubt yourself. There are rough times that are going to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass. It's very important for you to know that. Don't say I'm having a bad day. Say I'm having a character building day. It's very important for you to believe that you are the one to make this happen. That is you. That is you. That no one can do it for you but you. And even though you face disappointments, even though you will experience some setbacks, it goes with the territory. You must understand that. To create your own reality by choosing your future. And not only is it important for you to know it's possible for you to choose your future, but it's necessary that you work on yourself, that you develop yourself. It's necessary that you get the energy drainers out of your life, people who don't want anything. It's necessary to know that everybody won't see it, that everybody won't join you, that everybody won't have the vision. It's necessary to know that a lot of people like to complain, but they don't want to do anything about their situation. That you are an uncommon breed. You know, you have to know within yourself that I can do this. Even if no one else sees it for me, I must see it for myself. That's necessary. It's also, ladies and gentlemen, necessary that you be creative when you're working on your ideas. That you understand the importance of changing up, of readjusting your strategies. Many times we can have a great idea, but if you're not advancing it in the right way and things don't happen, you become discouraged and think the idea doesn't work. No, that's not true. It's necessary that we become creative. I used to ask myself, can I do this? And something said within me, you're the one. Write down at least 5 reasons on why you deserve your dream, on why you won't give up, what's going to make you unstoppable, why you must be unreasonable, because logical, practical thinking says you can't do it today. But if you want to produce unreasonable results in your life, like living your dream and taking charge of your destiny, you've got to be an unreasonable person. You've got to be an uncommon person. For those of you that have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dream. And I'm saying to them, you can live your dream. That if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, And if you gladly sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famish or gulf, sickness or pain or body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, with the help of God you'll get it. Nietzsche said, if you know the why for doing, you can endure almost anyhow. What do you mean by that? If you know why you're doing something, when the hard times come, and they're going to come, when the disappointments and the rejections come, and they're going to come by the truckloads, your reasons will be your rod and staff to comfort you, to pick you up. Once again, I got a saying on one of my tapes, if life knocks you down, try and land on your back, because if you can look up, you can get up. Let your reasons get you back up. Repeat after me, please. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. So yes, it's possible for you to live your dream. It's necessary that you associate with winners, that you work your system, that you are relentless, that you never give up. It's you. You've got to take personal responsibility. You've got to make it your personal business to make it happen. And you've got to resolve within yourself that I can do this, that it's hard, but you've got to say, I'm the one. I'm the one to make this happen. I'm the one to become successful in this business. As you work to help other people to become successful, that feeds your success. But you know it's going to be hard, but find out what will make it worth it for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to make your dream become reality, the people that are running at their dreams know that it's possible that you can live your dream, that it's necessary, that you're relentless, that you have a plan of action, that you are creative. The people that are living their dream are finding winners to attach themselves to. The people that are living their dreams are the people that know that if it's going to happen, it's up to them. And they're resolving within themselves, it's not over until I win. The people that are running after their dream know they're going to have hard times. They keep on running because they're saying within themselves, I'm the one. I'm the one. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. The people that are running after their dreams are the people that are hungry. So I applaud you for your dreaming, for your running toward your dream. I applaud you for believing in yourself, because that's what life is about. Stretching and challenging, looking for ways that you can begin to improve yourself. And ladies and gentlemen, as a result of stretching out, of acting on my dream, and I don't know what that dream is for you, I can tell you that it's possible. Don't ever say that again. Someone's opinion of you does not have to become your reality.
I must be the greatest, not because I'm cocky, but I gotta tell myself I'm the best if I'm gonna be the best. I gotta believe in me before anybody else believe in me.
Let me give you this simple little talk, how to go from average to fortune. There's 5 simple steps. Here's the first one. Get serious. That's number 1. I don't know any substitute for that. You've really got to get serious. You don't have to be grim, but you must be serious. I know a guy that's got a half a dozen jokes keeping him from becoming wealthy. He's not known as rich. He's known as a joker, which I guess is okay if that's the kind of life you want to live. But it really isn't the best way to live. To go from average to fortune, you must get serious. And you must get serious about 2 very important things. Number 1 is setting your goals and where you want to go. Designing the next 5, the next 10 years is so vitally important. What do you want to do economically? Where do you want to go? What do you want to be? What would you like to have? What would you like to share? How much would you like to earn? How far would you like to go? Those are some major questions to ask. And for that all to work out like you want it to for the next 5 or 10 years, in my personal opinion, you've got to get serious. Then you have to get serious about another important subject. And that important subject is called personal development. Personal development is striving hard to become the kind of person that you want to be. And to become the kind of person you want to be, you've got to work at it. So to answer the question of where you want to arrive and the kind of person you want to be, you've got to get serious. Now, the second point is get smart. To make your life work out worthwhile, you've got to have some ideas. You've got to have the information. So you've got to be smart. In fact, in this decade, you must be much smarter than you were in the last decade. You've got to read the books. You've got to come up with the information. Get smart. There's nothing worse than being stupid. You just must keep up this steady process of learning. Never cease your quest for knowledge. And that's one of the key points to go from average to fortune. Get smart. Now here's number 3. You've got to get going. All of the things that you've learned will not do you that much good if you don't put it into an action plan. You've got to get going. Get going, that's the key. Some people are ever learning, but they don't put it into action. They don't really take the action. It's like the man who keeps bringing materials to the building site and never builds anything. He keeps bringing in the sand and the gravel and the windows and the doors and the roofing material, and he just stacks up all these supplies, but he never builds anything. See, if you do that long enough, fairly soon they'll come and take you away. You've got to do something with what you've learned. You've got to take action. You've got to get going. Get going. Now here's number 4. You must get excited. And not just the false enthusiasm of just pure positive thinking. You've got to get excited over some very basic things. One is, get excited over your ability to make yourself do the necessary things. Because discipline is major step 1 toward personal progress. It doesn't ever have to be the same after today. So that's number 4, get excited. Get excited about your potential. Human capacity is usually never the problem. All we need to do is take the time to do it. So it's not a matter of capacity. It's a matter of judgment. It's a matter of excitement. It's a matter of will. And it's a matter of wanting to bad enough. So it's pretty exciting to know that any day you wish, you can change your life. Any day you pick out, you can make major changes. Number 5 is get away. I have found, especially in the last 15, 20 years, that there's an important thing called life balance. You've got to learn to get away. You must learn to get away and be alone. Learn to get away and reflect. Learn to get away and learn how to live as well as how to earn. How sad it would be to learn how to earn well, but not learn how to live well. You must balance your life. Some people are successful, but they don't know how to spend their success. They don't know what to do with it. They don't get joy from it. Rather, they get animosity. Then you've got to take time to cultivate good friends. You've got to take time to be with your family. You've got to take time to be with the people who are important to you, designing your life in those respects. Get away. Take the time. Reflect on your life. Recharge your batteries. So those are the 5 simple steps to go from average to fortune. Get serious. Get smart, get going, get excited, and get away.
Who's one more?
Carry the boats.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. You did it. Yeah.
Where I started learning that life is one big psychological warfare that you play on yourself. You play on yourself, man. The most important conversation I ever had is with myself. And the shit I was telling myself was so up, it was so wrong, it was so misguided. And other people start to write that dialogue for you also. And it starts to be what you say to yourself every single day. And I started creating a whole nother warfare. Your struggle is what made you who you are now. So I started flipping this into a whole different, I started being a master of what I was scared of. I was scared of my mind. And I became literally a master of that mind. And that's what now, from now on, it sets me apart from most people. I didn't care about losing weight. I didn't care about being the fastest person. I wasn't making the Olympics. I wasn't going to pros. I could barely read and write when I was a junior in high school. I wasn't going anywhere. I saw working out as a way for me to build calluses on my mind. I had to callous over the victim's mentality. And I was really big into visualization. And I always equated working out to struggle. And I struggled my whole life, but I ran from it. So I started realizing, man, I got to start facing the struggle, and I got to be mentally strong for the struggle. So that's why I started coming up with like, I'm training for life. Mentally, I'm training for life. I'm not training for like to live 400 pounds. And I found out on my own pretty much is that through discipline, through self-discipline, through repetition, through tons of repetition of the same thing that you don't want to do, and that's the key thing. Through repetition of things you don't want to do, you develop mental, like an armor for your mind. Start to armor your mind, because your mind's like, okay, we suffer every day. That's what we do. We do stuff that sucks every day, so then when the stuff comes, you're ready for it. And that's how I started coming up. You know, I just started being very uncomfortable. Now it's like just a way of life. Every day you wake up, you're gonna probably be setbacks for the first 4 weeks before you lose to significant weight, because the mind's gonna be with you the whole time. There's no dopamine. The problem is you. And it makes me so mad. Every day I walk this earth and I see average all over the fucking place. And they want to ask me, how did you do it? I can't tell you how, because you're not gonna do it. You have to be your best self when you're least motivated. And that's the tricky part about all that shit. Motivation is just a word. You have to have these different things in your mind on where you want to go and know that motivation is not going to get me there. People go, what's your biggest fear in life? David Goggins. I see my name, and I see all this shit, and God goes, hey, you say, read this, man. And I'm reading this list, and I'm seeing 182 pounds, Navy SEAL, Ranger School, motivational speaker, changing lives. Okay, man, pull-up record, all this shit. And I'm like, that's not me, man. And God looks at me and says, that's who you were supposed to be. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. And a lot of times you have to learn to perform without motivation. You have to be your best self when you're least motivated. So many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch, refuse to study a few more hours, refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage. You have to cap it. You have to learn to cap success. I believe everybody should live their life. So everything that someone says in life, take it with a grain of salt. Take what they give and don't be like, oh, David Goggins said this or whoever said this. No, do not take what I say and do exactly what I say. So for me, what makes me who I am, because my mission is very different than yours or anybody else's. I'm a guy who wants to make people better. For people to get better, I have to continuously get better myself. For me to do that, I can't just say, oh, I have this resume. The resume is there forever. I'm good. I have to cap my success, because for me to help people out, I can't just say I did it once and I'm good. I have to continue to reinvent the wheel of the mind. You must continue to evolve. And you don't evolve, for me, in my job, unless I cap myself somewhere and say, okay, you made this much money, it's time to get back to work. It's important to stay hungry, but it's important more to stay humble within that hunger. So while you're hungry, a lot of people are hungry, but humility is everything. They think it's a permanent fix. They think it's something that are constant. They think that maybe once I get it, I'm gonna hold on to it. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. And a lot of times you have to learn to perform without motivation. You have to learn to perform without purpose. You have to learn to perform a lot of different things. And that's what people think. They think I need to have this motivation to work out, to study, to be better. So if they don't have it, they just don't fucking do it. And that's where you fail. You have to learn to train your mind well beyond motivation. Your mind has to always be clear. That's why I meditate 2 hours every single night. Because I refresh, I reorganize the garage, which is my mind, every night. So then discipline's in there, organization, everything is in its right spot. Every place I went in the military, there was this ethos. about how this place is, how we're gonna live, how we're gonna represent ourselves. And I walked around and I saw that most people didn't live up to that ethos. Like if you go to whatever company, they have this mission statement on how we want to run our company. I made one for myself on how I want to be. And that is why if people can make up a mission statement, an ethos in which they want to live by, and every morning you wake up, you hold yourself accountable to that mission, not a company's, your own. Make up your own mission statement. What do you want to be in life? And once you do that, now you can work with somebody to get better. You can work with yourself to get better. But until you know what you want to stand for, you will always just be sitting down. You'll never stand for anything.
Where I come from, a lot of you guys come from dark places, just as dark as mine, maybe even darker. There's gonna be times in your life when you don't want to wake up, you don't want to go to work. There's gonna be times in your life where you don't think you're good enough, where your family, your wife, your girlfriend, your husband, your significant other is gonna doubt you. A lot of times you doubt yourself. In life, nothing is promised to us. And so we take that mentality and we use it as, woe is me. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good looking enough. I didn't get that lucky break. That's the one thing I hate about people in life, man. They're looking for this great lucky break. The lucky break that you have right now is that you woke the fuck up. Here's your lucky break. Now, there's something I came up with a long time ago because I would always get tired. I'd always be down, but I always had to keep on going. When times get hard and you're looking around and no one's there to pat you on your back, ain't no more carrying them damn boats. It's just you dragging it, just dragging the boat by yourself. And all you want to do is stop, but you can't. So all you out here, just know one thing. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done.
Get up. You don't want to go run? You go run. You don't want to go swim? You go swim. You don't want to make your bed? You make your bed. That's how you start to callous your mind. If you say you're going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go run, wake up at 4 o'clock. It's going to suck. It's not going to be fun. Do something that sucks every single day of your life. That's how you grow. Everything in life comes down to this. I'm telling you right now, no matter how hard you train, how hard you go out there and run and swim and lift weights, whatever the you're doing to get in shape, it always comes down to this. Because when you're training and your mind is all jacked up, all you are is a bigger, faster, stronger quitter. That's what it comes down to. I've had the opportunity to work with a few athletes, and some athletes are praised and some aren't. We all want to be loved, cared for, appreciated, all that shit. And when we're not, it becomes a poison in our minds. It starts to really infect us like a damn cancer. I work with this one athlete, and every day he'd wake up, look at Instagram, look at the damn TV, look everywhere. They were always hating on him, wanting him to lose, picking him to lose. And it started to bother him. And before the big day, he came to me and goes, hey man, Goggins, I can't get this shit out of my head, man. I don't want to fight. I trained hard. My mind's not in it. I said, you're looking at the shit all wrong, brother. All these people want to take your heart. You're going against this opponent. Not only are you going against this opponent, you're going against all of these haters. So while you want this to take your heart, you need to know one thing. You have the opportunity to take every soul. Stay hard.
You don't get discipline from your parents. You don't get discipline from your grandparents, from your older brothers and sisters. You don't get discipline from an external source. You have to get it from you. That's what self-discipline is. You get it from yourself. You get it from you. You can have the discipline you need to decide to do it. So, as long as you're blaming other people, as long as you're counting on other people to give you discipline, as long as you do that, you will not have it. But what I do tell people is to get after it. That's what I tell people, to get after it. I tell people to do the things that they know they're supposed to do, right? There's things that you know you're supposed to do as a human being. things that you know are going to improve your life. Do those things. There's things that you know are going to make you a worse person and make your life worse. Don't do those things. Don't do the things that are making you weaker. Start doing the things that are going to make you stronger and smarter and faster and healthier and going to make you a better human being. You want to be more disciplined? Get after it. That's it. Get up early. Do some kind of workout. Eat good foods. Clean your room. Make a list of things that you're supposed to do in your life, and then wake up in the morning and do those things that you put on the list. That's what discipline is. And no, it is not easy. You're not going to get it from anyone else but you. And it's worth it. And it is the thing that is going to bring you freedom. And I'm telling you, you don't need to determine. You know it's worth it. You know it's worth it to have discipline, but you think there's an easier way. You think that it's something that people have. You think that when Jocko's alarm clock goes off, it's like, oh, just like my father taught me, I rise and I shine. You know, like, no. It's like the pillow feels soft and comfortable, and the alarm clock is banging on my head, and I don't like it. But you know what? I know it's worth it to get up and get after it. I know it's worth it, and you know it's worth it. We all know it's worth it. There's people that don't. You know, when you're 16 years old, you don't know the value of discipline. You don't know that the way you're acting right now is going to affect you in 5 years. You don't know that you can set your whole life up to be pretty awesome. You don't know that yet. You're just like worried about where you're going on a Friday night. Get on the path and stay on the path. Don't lie to yourself. You got a good job. You got a good family. You got a house. You got a car. Everything's good. That's fine. But there's a chance that that's not fine. There's a chance that you're lying to yourself. And that's why you're asking this question, by the way. The reason you're asking this question is because you can't find more discipline. You want more discipline. Why do you want that? Because you know you could be better. And there's something in your mind that's saying you could be better. And you know it. And you know that the way you could get better and the way you could do better and the way you could be more is by having more discipline. If you lie to yourself and you're like, well, you know, I'm in pretty good shape, and my family's doing fine, and I like this house that I'm in, and my job's good enough. If that's the lie that you're telling yourself, maybe you can sleep just fine, and maybe it's hard to be disciplined in those scenarios. So what you need to do is you need to tell yourself the truth about what the hell is going on in your life. Where does discipline come from? It comes when you make a decision to be disciplined. It doesn't come from your parents. You don't inherit it. And there's another piece here. It's called ownership, right? It's called ownership. And if you want to blame other people for the problem, and I say this all the time, if you don't take ownership of the problem's not going to get solved. So if you blame your parents for not having raised you in a disciplined environment, you're not going to solve that problem. Where does discipline come from? It comes from you. Become the discipline. Embrace its cold and relentless power. Discipline is rooted in the truth we tell ourselves. That's what it is. Discipline is rooted in the truth we tell ourselves. Because if you tell yourself the truth, and the truth is, I'm not happy with where I'm at. That's the truth. The truth is, I can do more. The truth is, I can be in better shape. The truth is, I can work harder than I'm working right now. The truth is, I can do more for my family. The truth is, I can do much better than I'm doing right now. If that's what you believe, if you believe that to be the truth, you won't have to find more discipline. Discipline will find you. It will wake you up in the morning. If you don't think you are disciplined, it's because you haven't decided to be disciplined yet. It's because you haven't created it yet. It's because you haven't become disciplined yet. You're not getting to spend time with your kids in the morning because you're sleeping late, and now they're going off to school, and you haven't said good morning to them, haven't sat down and eaten some bacon with them, or done a quick workout with them. And you know that would make you better, and you know it would make them better, but you're not doing it. Why? Because you're being lazy. So tell yourself the truth about the situation that you're in. That's what we need to do. If you're lacking discipline, you gotta start telling yourself the truth. And if you do that, the discipline will find you. Oh, you don't know how to work out? Cool, then you go hire a personal trainer because you know it's the right thing to do. Oh, you don't know how to repair your finances? Cool, go get a counselor that's going to help you repair your finances. Oh, you're addicted to drugs or alcohol? Okay, I'm going to go find a counselor or join a group so I can get through that thing. No one's going to hold your hand and bring you into any of those situations. You got to do it yourself. You got to have the discipline to make it happen. Being in the military does not make you a disciplined person. Being from a disciplined family does not make you a disciplined person. Being in a disciplined group does not make you a disciplined person. What makes you a disciplined person is choosing to be disciplined. I keep getting asked this type of question. How do I get discipline? Or how do I want discipline? Or how do I maintain discipline? And the answer, it's a simple answer, but obviously it's not easy. And there's all kinds of little tricks and methods that people talk about. And, they have some merit. Maybe they do work, these things, do the little things people say and wake up early. I say that. And write things down and take cold showers and tell everyone what you're going to do. So broadcast it and make promises or make bets with your friends of something that you don't want to lose. And those things, those ideas, they're cool. I'm sure they're going to have some impact. And if they work for you, that's awesome. But the fact of the matter is that the reason discipline is hard to maintain is because it is hard to maintain. That's what makes discipline hard. It's hard. And if you hear me claim that discipline is easy for me, then straight up, that's just my ego talking. That's what that is. Because I'm, unfortunately, just as human as everyone else. And it is work to maintain the discipline. That's what it is. Work. Holding the line. Maintaining the standard. Giving no slack, none. That's the discipline. That's the discipline, and it is hard. And if there's one thing I would say that does make it easier, it's to envision what it feels like when you're done. What it feels like after you've worked out, or you've held the line on your food intake, or you've pushed through some monotonous project that you have to do, and all those things. When they're done, they feel good. And contrary to that, envision what you will feel like later when you let the discipline slack. You know the feeling. Weak and defeated, and you know that you're falling behind. So get to know those two different types of feelings and ask yourself which one you want to feel in 10 minutes or in a half an hour. When the thing is done, when the discipline has been implemented, remember what that feels like, and then remember that those minutes and those hours, they turn into weeks and months and years, and holding the line in those critical minutes will put you in an infinitely better place, physically and mentally, if you maintain the discipline. So work through the weakness, fight through the temptation, hold the line. Hold the line, maintain the discipline. It is not easy, but it is worth it because discipline equals freedom.
Courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. Fear is not an enemy to be conquered, but a companion to be understood. Don't let fear of the unknown prevent you from embracing new possibilities. There is nothing outside of yourself that can ever enable you to get better, stronger, richer, quicker, or smarter. Everything is within. Everything exists. Seek nothing outside of yourself. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain. A man cannot understand the art he is studying if he only looks for the end result without taking the time to delve deeply into the reasoning of the study. It may seem difficult at first, but everything is difficult at first. Under the sword lifted high, there is hell making you tremble. But go ahead, and you have the land of bliss. Today is victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is your victory over lesser men. If you wish to control others, you must first control yourself. All men are the same, except for their belief in their own selves, regardless of what others may think of them. The purpose of today's training is to defeat yesterday's understanding. Do not waste time idling or thinking after you have set your goals. You can only fight the way you practice. We don't rise to the level of our expectations. We fall to the level of our training. The only reason a warrior is alive is to fight. And the only reason a warrior fights is to win. If you do not control the enemy will control you. True warriors are fierce because their training is fierce. In time, all things work to your advantage when you pursue them with an open heart. There is timing in everything. Timing and strategy cannot be mastered without a great deal of practice. You should not have any special fondness for a particular weapon, or anything else for that matter. Too much is the same as not enough. Without imitating anyone else, you should have as much weaponry as suits you. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain. Perception is strong and sight weak. In strategy, it is important to see distant things as if they were close, and to take a distanced view of close things. To become the enemy, see yourself as the enemy of the enemy. It is difficult to realize the true way just through sword fencing. Know the smallest things and the biggest things, the shallowest things and the deepest things. Both in fighting and in everyday life, you should be determined, though calm. Meet the situation without tenseness, yet not recklessly. Your spirit settled, yet unbiased. Even when your spirit is calm, do not let your body relax. And when your body is relaxed, do not let your spirit slacken. Do not let your spirit be influenced by your body, or your body be influenced by your spirit. If you are not progressing along the true way, a slight twist in the mind can become a major twist. This must be pondered well. It is said that the warrior's way is the twofold way of pen and sword, and he should have a taste for both ways. There are 4 ways in which men pass through life: as gentlemen, farmers, artisans, and merchants. A true warrior is not one who conquers others, but one who conquers himself. The world is full of wonders, but they become wonders only when seen by the eyes of those who appreciate them. Sometimes the greatest adventures are found within oneself. The heart of a samurai is not measured by his sword, but by his compassion. The winds may change, but the direction of our hearts is always within our control. Life's greatest treasures are often found in the most unexpected places. To truly know oneself, one must first venture into the unknown. A journey without direction is merely wandering, but a journey with purpose is an adventure. Sometimes, the greatest courage is to walk away from the battles that don't align with your values. The greatest strength lies not in physical power, but in the power of one's convictions. A samurai's honor is not found in his victories, but in his actions towards those who have been defeated. A heart filled with hatred will quickly consume itself. The true measure of a warrior is not in his battles won, but in his compassion towards those in need. The weight of a samurai's duty is only surpassed by the weight of his choices. Adversity reveals character, but it is our choices that shape it. The strength to forgive is a greater victory than the strength to seek revenge. The path of a samurai is not one of glory, but one of honor and service. The sea is a vast mirror that reflects the strength and fragility of our own existence. True wisdom is not found in the accumulation of knowledge, but in the application of it. The true worth of a samurai is not in his possessions, but in the depth of his character. When one is a warrior, one fights for honor and for the sake of one's word. It is not the destination that defines us, but the journey.
Do you know the secret ingredient behind every success story? The quiet force that turns average into extraordinary. This ingredient is a superpower that can transform your life dramatically. Whether you are aiming to master a new skill, improve your health, or trying to build a successful business, this superpower is the key to unlocking your potential and achieving long-term success. The ingredient? That superpower? Consistency?
Personally, I've just been very consistent with the process. I've been very consistent with training my body, rehabbing my body, eating, having my body be very clean throughout this journey, because I've always wanted to have a long career, or as long as I could be, in this space. So I've always kind of, a friend of mine when I was like 13 years old, he used to always tell me, play hard, have fun, and stretch. Every game, always play hard, have fun, and stretch. And that kind of always kind of stuck with me to even when I got in the NBA, like always stretching and keeping my body flexible, keeping my limbs flexible. So I can contribute to that and doing it consistently. Just like leadership, leadership is not a one-day thing, or you do it for 2 days or 2 months. Leadership is consistent.
I realized I was spending things on material items and not things on myself, on my being, on my fitness, on my health. I've switched that completely. Like I said, my nutritionist travels with me full time. My doctors, my training partners, my coaches. Yeah. I have a full team, and it's all for health, fitness, and peak performance. We've got to be in shape. I think a trait of the successful is to train early, wake up and train early. You've got to be successful, or you've got to be in shape.
Yes.
to be, you've got to be in shape physically to be in shape mentally.
Yes.
They go hand in hand.
Yes.
So I'm putting a lot more time into that.
I want you to think about whatever your dream is. Because I was willing to take a chance, and most people won't do that. Most of the people that you talk to, these are not risk takers. Most people have done all that they're ever going to do. They raise a family, they earn a living, and then they die. But people who are running toward their dreams, life has a special kind of meaning. And here's what I will share with you, that in the process of working on your dreams, you are going to incur a lot of disappointment, a lot of failure, a lot of pain, a lot of setbacks, a lot of defeats. But in the process of doing that, you will discover some things about yourself that you don't know right now. What you will realize is that you have greatness within you. What you'll realize is that you're more powerful than you can ever begin to imagine. What you will realize is that you're greater than your circumstances, that you don't have to go through life being a victim.
But it's what's got to be done. This is what it takes. I'm here for a purpose. So it's basically up early in the morning, ice bath, train, come back, eat, sleep, repeat. The 1% distractions. And in a game of sports where it's based on margins, 1% make a big, big difference.
Every sunrise is a promise of a new beginning, a testament to the relentless consistency of nature. But what about us? How often do we stay on the course of our actions only to see ourselves move away as challenges arise? Because we continue to be unaware of the incredible power of consistency. It requires showing up every day and conquering small actions, which eventually lead to big results. Remember, consistency is your greatest ally in achieving your goals. Even the smallest of consistent actions can lead to monumental change. Embrace consistency and change your life forever.
What brought you there? What has brought you to this point? What did you learn from it? Are you learning anything, or are you doing it over and over and over again? Somebody said that insanity is doing the same thing in the same way, expecting a different outcome.
See, life is rough, ladies and gentlemen. It's rough. And it's scary. It's scary growing. It's scary taking a chance. It's scary acting on your intuition, on your guts. It's scary. It's frightening. There are people that's tolerating things right now, and they're immobilized by fear. They can see the hammer coming, and they're afraid to even move because it's scary. If people can put you on a guilt trip, they will. And use you and abuse you over and over and over again. You got to draw the line. You have to draw the line on them. Don't go through life feeling like you're powerless. Victims are people that are powerless. You're not powerless. You are powerful. You direct the power in your life. Whatever your life is right now, it is a duplication of your consciousness. It's a result of how you have decided to use your power. That's all it is. That's not who you are. That's just a perverted use of your power that you aren't satisfied with. And you've got the power to change that. Wherever you are, how, I don't know. But I know you've got the power to do that.
The other thing is, take full responsibility for your life. Accept where you are
and the responsibility that you're going to take yourself where you want to go. Someone said we have two primary choices in life. We can either accept conditions as they exist, or we can take the responsibility to change them. See, a lot of people want to exempt themselves from taking responsibility. All they want to do is talk about the problem. Every time you see them, they'll tell you their story over and over and over and over again. No. You want to take responsibility for your life. I got me here, I can get me out of this. And I'm getting out. I'm not going to be a volunteer victim. And so all you're looking for are new breakthroughs through practice and practice and practice. You'll get better and better and better. And there's still some things that will happen to you that will catch you on the blind side that you did not anticipate. You'll get knocked down, but you won't be knocked out. And so I say to you, it's possible you can live your dream. If it's becoming a diamond, if it's having more, if it's achieving more, if it's being a better father, being a better mother, whatever it is, overcoming addiction, changing our society, it's possible you can live your dream. It's necessary that you have a plan of action, that you're resilient, that you stick to, and you work with the system, that you work with people, that you give support, and that you be there for them, that you have the vision and never give it up, that you become creative and relentless and keep on coming back again and again and again, and that it's you that you got to take personal responsibility to make it happen, and that it's hard. Easy is not an option. And when life knocks you down, jump back up and say, it's not over until